Unless you have no access to technology, I'm sure everyone knows there was an assassination attempt on former President Trump. This is a destabilizing and shocking development in the US. We unfortunately have become somewhat numb and accustomed to mass shootings, but when someone of such high profile cannot even be protected, it really rocks you to your core. And it's not something anyone can condone. And of course, I'm sure when this is all said and done, we'll find out this particular person had mental health issues at the end of the day. But that being said, let's talk about the energy. You may recall when I did my July forecast, I talked about this strand of energy that whatever happens in July will carry us through the end of the year. So this event, specifically with President Trump, has sparked, it's lit a fire. And unfortunately, I think that can result in more violence and potentially even one or more assassination attempts between now and the end of the year, maybe the first part of next year. So this is the world we live in. But specifically, how does this pertain to us on the ground here? Well, certainly for the next week, tomorrow and Tuesday, Wednesday, be very careful about how you navigate your own life. The energy is insisting on some chaotic, urgent craziness. It's just the soil is just fertile for blowups. It's fertile for chaos. It's fertile for misunderstandings. It's fertile for things to drop out of the sky into your lap. So it's not a great time to have great, heavy duty conversations in your relationships. Not a great time to push the envelope at work. Everyone's going to be feeling a little bit raw, exclusive of what happened yesterday. People are going to feel kind of agitated and raw and just out of sorts and just a little bit grumpy and off. So just be careful. Just this is not a time to try and press forward. Get this week out of the way. I think after Friday, we can start to experience a new pattern. Now, as we get to probably the second week of August, the energy is vastly different in August, that it's more serious, it's more subdued. But in July, it still feels very volatile, extremely volatile. Now we're moving things forward. And, in an unfortunate event that happened like yesterday in the US, it is an opportunity to review and revisit strategies and how are we doing things, how are we doing business, how are we showing up in the world, what do we want to project, and we can do that in our own lives as well. How do I want to project? How do I want the next 6 months to look? How do I want my relationship to look? How do I want to show up in the world? These are all great questions that we want to keep asking ourselves. Now, for those of you who want to know what I still see about the presidential election, well, certainly in the coming days and weeks, we're going to see a lot of sympathy for former President Trump, as we should. This is a scary event for anyone. However, I think as I still look at the energy on election day, and President Trump is an extremely lucky person in general. He has a lot of luck, um, but his energy still feels heavy to me. And no matter who is on the lead of the Democratic ticket, uh, it still feels like that will be, even if it just inches by 5 votes, or you can get my gist here. And my sense is, just given the destabilizing nature of the energy right now, it won't even be conscious necessarily. I think people are going to choose the person that causes them to feel the safest. It won't even be about the economy. It won't be about mental instability. It won't be about any of that. It will be about, do I feel safe with this person? And I think that will ultimately decide. The energy wants to go in that direction. And this started well over a year ago. And there's some astrological aspects going on here, but I think for right now, for this week, I just would encourage you to lay low, especially the first few days of the week. Don't get into anything major with anyone in your life or with your employer, and just find ways to make your home peaceful and think about your own points of view about how you want to show up in the world. July can still be a very productive month, but let's kind of not do a lot of producing this week. Let's save that for next week and beyond. And I hope you have a great Sunday and a great week. And of course, I always look forward to your comments and questions. Have a wonderful day.